I'm going to tell you the story of what would probably have to be the biggest marketing blunder of all time. It's probably up there with so one of the biggest fails of all time in when it comes to business. I mean, it's probably right up there with, say, Blockbuster refusing to purchase Netflix, which is true. Blockbuster had the opportunity to purchase Netflix, but they said no. And look at how that worked out for them. So anyway, yeah, this is the story of the biggest marketing blunder of all time. And it's to do with this. Not the glass, but the actual liquid in the glass. It's about Coca-Cola. So back in the back in the 70s, Pepsi did this advertising thing, like this advertising campaign called the Pepsi Challenge. And what it was a blind taste test. So they had two cups, one which had in it, and one that had Pepsi in it. And so people would take one sip from each cup, and then they would choose which one they liked best. And most people chose Pepsi over Coke. Now the challenge was actually flawed, because apparently people were only allowed to have one sip from each cup, and naturally they chose the sweeter drink, which was Pepsi. And so Pepsi actually overtook Coke, in terms of sales. So Pepsi were winning the cola wars. And so the Coca-Cola company decided that they needed to do something. And what they decided to do was pretty drastic. They decided to change the formula for their flagship product. And so that's what they did. They came up with a new formula, and they even did their own blind taste test where people actually chose the new formula over both the classic Coca-Cola formula and Pepsi. And so they decided, well, the results of the blind taste test are good, so it looks like we have a winning formula here. So we'll go ahead and release it. And so in 1985, that's exactly what they did. There's just one problem. They were not prepared for the massive backlash that they received from the public. The public hated it. And there is one thing you need to understand. The Coca-Cola company's plan was to permanently replace the classic formula, so the old formula, with the new formula. And that's probably one of the reasons why it failed, because chances are, had they just released the new formula as like say a new Coca-Cola product, alongside the classic formula, it probably wouldn't have failed. But anyway, getting back to the backlash from the public, the Coca-Cola company received thousands and thousands of letters and phone calls. I mean, they just couldn't keep up with like all the hatred they were receiving. So much so that just 3 months after introducing new Coke, which is what the new formula was called, they re-released the classic formula under the name Coca-Cola Classic. Now, a lot of people believe that New Coke was just a marketing ploy. Like they think that the Coca-Cola company only did it so that people would start buying Coke again. I mean, New Coke was sort of a success in that once they had reintroduced the classic formula, people started buying the classic formula again, so the classic Coke, and Coke overtook Pepsi again when it came to sales. And so Coke was once again on top. But here's the thing, it wasn't a marketing ploy. It was anything but. The Coca-Cola company fucked up. They fucked up big time. Clearly they weren't familiar with the age-old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Coca-Cola wasn't broken, and yet the Coca-Cola company tried to fix it. And and now these days, new Coke is just a joke. I mean, after a while, new Coke was rebranded as Coke 2. And then it was finally discontinued completely in 2002. I mean, I'm glad I never got to try new Coke. First of all, I was born in 1989, but second of all, I don't think new Coke was ever sold outside North America, and I live in Australia. And there you go. That's the story of what has to be the biggest marketing blunder of all time, made by one of the biggest and most successful companies of all time, the Coca-Cola Company. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please, leave a thumbs up, and feel free to post a comment, and if you want to, you can even subscribe to my channel. I really hope you found this informative, and once again, thanks for watching.